Your jiu-jitsu would suck a lot less if you stopped gassing out. One of the worst feelings in BJJ is not having the gas to finish a round or multiple rounds, whether it's in class or competition. But it might suck a little bit more in training because typically you have like a minute or less to rest between rounds. So if that sounds like you, here's a few things that you can work on so that it doesn't happen again. The first thing is pretty simple, but just train more. Train at a lower intensity though. You don't have to treat every round like it's finals at Pans, but instead you can train with about 60% of your intensity and only really exert yourself when you need to secure a sub or maybe quickly escape a bad position or get into a good one. The second thing is consider doing some low intensity cardio outside of jiu-jitsu, maybe some zone 2 stuff. This is where we're training within about 50 to 70% of your max heart rate. It's really good for building up your general level of endurance so that you can go round after round without gassing out. It's really easy to recover from, and you typically only need like one session that will last 30 to 60 minutes. The third thing is that you need to build up your capacity to move explosively through space without it completely depleting you for the next round or match if you're competing. Now, there's no substitute for having hard rounds in jiu-jitsu, but what you can do outside of jiu-jitsu training is build up the energy system that's involved in those intense movements in the weight room by doing some lactic capacity intervals where we have really intense efforts that are not super long in duration, but they're followed by incomplete rest. You can do something like a 15 to 30 second all out sprint followed by like 45 seconds of active rest. And you can repeat that effort for anywhere from like 5 to 10 rounds on something like a rower or some sort of air bike. And this applies to everybody. White belts that are not very skilled, who tend to just overexert themselves, they need good conditioning just as much as a very experienced black belt who's simply just out of shape, but very technically efficient. Hope this was helpful. Comment gas if you want to learn a little bit more.